Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be making a patriotic door hanger. You could use it for Memorial Day or 4th of July, whatever you prefer. So I'm actually going to be using an old plate that I have. I'm trying to declutter and use things that I already have instead of spending money. Normally, I would do it on a circle wood palette, but this will work for this video. So I'm taping off where I'm going to have red and white stripes. It's going to look like a flag, and I'm using a piece of the painter's tape in between every tape I put down, so it's the same exact width all throughout across. So I'm doing that, and then I'll be ready to start painting my red color. When you have it all taped, it'll look like this. And now, first, I was going to use Pink Sky by Waverly, but as you can see, it is a bit light. It's more of like a pink coral color, and I wanted a red color, so I did go over it in a bright red matte color. So now I'm taking off the tape that is in between the red colors, and now I'm going to put the tape on the red stripes so then I can paint the white in between the red. So for my white color, I'm using an ultra matte white by Rust-Oleum. It is in a spray paint form, so I will get this taped up and then spray paint that. So once I get the white spray painted, I will set that aside and let it dry. While it's drying, I'm going to take this circle of beads that I got from the Dollar Tree. They do come in red, white, and blue at the Dollar Tree in a new decoration they have, so you could always opt to get the ones that are already red, white, and blue. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the beads. I'm taking 8 of each color, 8 red, 8 blue, and 8 white, and then I will fish them onto my jute hanger in the pattern of red, white, and blue. So while they dry, I'm taking off the tape that is on the red lines. So now my red and white lines will be completed, and then I will tape on the top of my red and white lines, and then about 1 to 2 inches of width, and put another piece of tape, and that is going to be where my blue section is. I'm not going to do the whole top blue, only a middle part, and then I will leave the top part in that perfect gray color. So I'm finishing up with my taping, and then I will spray paint in the coastal blue, and then I will set it out to dry, and once it's dry, then I will remove the tape on top of the red and white lines, and then on top of the blue section I just painted. I did have to go back and touch up part of the gray area on top because a little bit of the blue on top did bleed. So I do fix that, and then we'll be ready to move on to our next step. So for our next step, I found this sign in Dollar Tree. It says welcome. It does come with 3 popsicles attached to it, so I will be detaching that later. But I did like how the welcome looked, so I'm going to tape the welcome and then the outer edge of where the red glitter is, just because I do want to give this a nice coat of the coastal blue, so then all my colors are matching and there's not 2 different tones of blue on top of each other. So I'm getting this all taped, and then I'll spray paint it and set it aside to dry. This next step is completely optional. I just wanted to paint the back of my plate just because it was black and I felt like it didn't match. So I do paint that. I'm doing an overall coat of the perfect gray color, and then I'll go back and do a red section in the bright red matte color, and then I'll do another section in the coastal blue. So it'll be red, white, and blue on the back. So now that my sign has dried, I'm taking off all the tape around the edge and over the welcome, and then I'll be ready to detach my popsicles and the red ribbon. Before I did that, I did want to touch up a couple spots that I felt like didn't get spray painted when I spray painted the coastal blue. So I did touch those up, and now I'm ready to detach my sign. So we're going to put that aside. It's time to make the bow. I'm taking my 2 pattern ribbons that I'm using and just looping them around a couple times, and then I cut a V on each side so the zip tie lays nicer in the middle. You don't want to tie it too tight because then you won't be able to spread out your bow. And then I also did add a ribbon and gem in the middle and a little bit of extra ribbon on the bottom. So now I'm ready to get my beads on the jute string. I did double it up just for extra security when it hangs. So I'm putting all my 24 beads onto my jute in the pattern of red, white, and blue. And then I will cut the jute and tape both of the ends together with painter's tape so then it's easier to lace through the plate when it's time to put it through. So now I'm putting it through my plate. I will knot it about 3 or 4 times and then hot glue it in place, cutting off the excess jute. So now we're ready to attach my welcome sign to the door hanger. I am using wooden blocks, also from the Dollar Tree. They come in a big pack. And I'm using 5 on my welcome sign with E6000 and hot glue because I just felt like when I tried to attach my sign on just the ends, it was not secure enough. And the sign is a little bit curved, so the wooden blocks definitely helped secure it in place. So I will press that down. I will let this sit overnight because the E6000 does have to take time to cure. So I'll put a couple books on top so it's applying pressure and setting overnight. And then when it's dry, I'll be ready to move on. So I'm applying pressure, just making sure everything is set in place, applying a little extra glue. And then the next day, after it's set with the books on top of it, I'm ready to take them off. My sign was nice and secure and on the plate. So now it's time to put on the bow. I am using hot glue and E6000 again. So I'll put on the bow and add a little bit of greenery. And then also repeat the same process with putting the books on top, applying pressure, and letting it sit overnight to let all the glue cure. So after it sits with the books applying pressure overnight, that will complete this patriotic door hanger. This is the back and this is the front. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and come back for more.